Let's talk about Evil Shanks, or Shanks' evil twin. Heck, he might not even necessarily be evil, but nevertheless, in chapter 1134, two individuals appeared at Elbaph, one being a mysterious woman and the other one looked like Shanks. Fans went nuclear about this chapter, and rightfully so, because someone that looks exactly like Shanks showed up, and for a while, a theory about Shanks having an evil twin, it's been circling throughout the community. Now personally, if I'm being honest with you guys, I thought the theory was stupid. I will say, when you look at different communities, I think that a lot of One Piece fans, that they do a decent job when it comes to theories. A lot of them make sense. At the same time, there are a lot of them that don't make sense. Heck, there's even been different times where different theories that the community have came up with, well, they've come true. But the reasoning behind the evil Shanks' twin theory, at least to me, it didn't have enough basis at the time that it came out for me to be behind it, and well, I guess I'm the one that looks kind of stupid now. So what exactly was the Shanks evil twin theory? I'm not entirely sure who the individual was that started it, so I can't properly give them credit, but I do know that it took place during the Reverie with the scene of Shanks, and I'm putting that in quotes because now we don't really know if it was him, but him appearing before the Gorosei to talk about a certain pirate. We thought it was Blackbeard that Shanks was referring to because that they have that different beef between the two, but what if in actuality the individual that B. Hanks potentially was talking about was Luffy? And I'll explain the connection to Norse mythology a little bit later in the video. Now you guys are probably wondering what was so special about this scene that allowed this theory to take place. It's how Oda drew the other side of B. Hanks's face, hiding his scar with a cape. Hell, even in the anime, we know how terrible the pacing is and how they drag out each and every episode and showcasing different shots of the same character. Well, they only showed one side of Shanks, as if they were trying to hide the scars and his missing hand. Because in other chapters, Oda has never done this, where he's intentionally tried to leave out Shanks' scar and hand. And I just realized I said hand, that's kind of disrespectful. It's more so he got his whole arm taken off, but still. Another point is how this individual spoke with the Gorosei, and even further how he got an audience with him. A lot of people thought it was Shanks because of his connection to the Figureland family, hence why after Marineforce's conclusion, Sengoku allowed Shanks to take Ace and Whitebeard's body, where he stated something along the lines of, "Only because it's you, red hair, I'll take responsibility for this," implying that Shanks, he got pulled like that, but in actuality, well, it may not have been him. But with the Holy Knights, and we speculate that it's them because in the arrival on Elbaph, it was very similar to how the Gorosei were summoned at Egghead, and because the Shanks lookalike has a hilt similar to the mysterious individual in chapter 1121, and also you can see in 1135 that the hilt is similar. So that's the basis of the evil twin theory, and I added a bit of recent evidence that allows this theory to make a little bit more sense. Like I said, originally when it was exclusively on how Shanks were drawn at the Reverie, I thought that people were just yapping and pulling at straws that weren't really there, but now that we have more evidence as the story has progressed, I can see why some people think that this is Shanks' twin. Another thing that I've seen is how maybe B. Hanks could be the man marked by flames, which is why Eustace Kid had an obsession with Shanks. In the discussion with Aokiji, the Blackbeard pirates mentioned that they believe that the man marked by flames could be someone that is associated with the world government, and we know that poneglyphs are able to be moved, which was showcased by Jinbei during Whole Cake Island, and also just the fact that Queen Lily scattered the poneglyphs across the world. So what if B. Hanks is the individual associated with the world government who has the final road poneglyph, and or at least knows the location? But if you guys have made it this far into the video and you're enjoying the content, let me know by leaving a like, subscribing to the channel, and hitting the notification bell so you guys never miss out on another video. I pump different content almost each and every day. day. Another thing that we have to talk about now is Whitebeard's scar. When he met Shanks and they discussed Blackbeard, a lot of people, including myself, thought that this scar was someone that Whitebeard fought in the past, which is true, but we didn't entirely know who this person was. And after Figurling Garling was revealed to be the supreme commander of the Holy Knights, well, a lot of the community thought that it was him, especially because if you look at the God Valley flashback, well, a young Garling looks a lot like Shanks. I think most of the community, and like I said, I can speak for myself, that we were in the hype that Garling and Shanks, they have a relationship or that they're connected to each other. But if you take a step back and you look at the Odin flashback, well, you don't see Whitebeard having any scars, and we know that the Odin flashback takes place after the God Valley incident, which means that Garling couldn't have been the one to give Whitebeard these scars. And with there being a Shanks lookalike, maybe Whitebeard had an interaction with B-Hanks, which provides even more clarity as to why he made this statement to Shanks. It makes a lot of sense as to why Oda would introduce an evil twin at Elbaph, because of how it could be connected to Norse mythology. And I mentioned this a little bit in my chapter, either 1134 or 1135 breakdown, so I'll leave those in the description below, but I'll go in a little bit more detail here. But in Norse mythology, Shanks and his twin could be Skull, who is chasing the sun, and Hades, who is chasing the moon, and catch their prey during Ragnarok. Shanks is chasing the moon, who would be Blackbeard, and B-Hanks could be chasing Luffy, who would represent the sun. During Ragnarok, it is foretold that Loki will break free from his chains and that Skull and Hades will catch their prey. With Garling's appearance, he looks like a star in the front and a moon from the side, which could allude to his connection with Fenrir. Garling could have a fruit that turns him into a Fenrir, similar to how all the other Goras say that they have really powerful devil fruits, and in Norse mythology, the Fenrir is the father of Skull and Hades. And with how I mentioned at different times that Garling sometimes looks like a star and sometimes looks like a moon, we know that the sun is a star and the moon, well, it's the moon. Circling back to what I stated earlier about Skull and Hades chasing both the sun and moon. And it also makes a little bit more sense as to why during the God Valley flashback that Garling stated, "Watch this children," implying that he was talking about his own kids. Very clever if this theory is true for Oda to tie it back into Elbaph. There are some other things that we could consider, like if this is a clone or potentially people impersonating Shanks. We've seen several times throughout the series, for example, Bon Clay and Katarina Devon, that individuals have the ability to do so. However, it's not really likely, as I mentioned earlier, how the Holy Knights, they were summoned similar to the Gorosei. Another option could be, well, what if it is exactly Shanks? I know that during Jump Festa, Oda, he made a message saying that the arrival of a certain man would bring the calm, and it could potentially be Shanks because of how influential he is to the One Piece world. If he were to beat Luffy, would it be all smiles and just kumbaya, a very happy reunion? Or if Shanks is indeed evil, how will Luffy take that? But at the same time, Shanks just left Elbaph and was last seen at Gartel, so I find it very hard to believe that he's going to return to Elbaph so soon. And I will say, if this is Shanks' evil twin, personally, I would like Zoro to end up fighting him, because as a Zoro fan, this is probably the closest we'll ever get to seeing Zoro versus Shanks, and I don't think Shanks is a bad guy, so I don't think we'll end up fighting him at all. So I would definitely like to see Zoro fighting the B-Hanks and seeing how strong or the difference in strength between the two, especially if B-Hanks is relative to Shanks. But yeah, that's it about the evil twin. Let me know how you guys feel about the theory and who this person could potentially be if he isn't the twin and it is Shanks or somebody else. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video from me. Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok is on the screen and in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to unleash your potential.